Over here. My question is, because of the labor problems, usually there's a process. You have your summer league, then you can evaluate your talent, and then you far signing free agents. Because the summer league has been cut out, what kind of process are you going to use to evaluate the free agents to bring to camp this following season? Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are not allowed to comment on CBA issues as it relates to that. Certainly, if we get to that, it's unfortunate that these group of young players are going to miss Summer League. It's the same for everyone, so at least we're on the same playing field. We will have to approach it in different ways and working with our guys when we're able to do that at the appropriate time.
Chris, this is kind of a minor thing tonight, but can you tell me anything at all about Makvan, and is the plan for him to come into camp, or are you going to leave him in Europe for a year or two?
Yeah, we'll leave him in Europe. He's one of those heartbeat guys for me, that my guys are going to tease me about. But we saw him play in the Hoop Summit a couple years ago, and he's just one of the toughest, nastiest power forwards I've ever seen. And he absolutely dominated the game and beat everybody up. And he's a guy that we've tracked. He obviously signed a contract with Maccabi. And at that point in the draft, we felt like, hey, this is a guy we can take and leave in Europe and let him grow. And at a certain point, we bring him over. And we know he's our kind of guy. We know he's a worker. And if he continues to get better, he could potentially be one of the best big guys in Europe. So we felt good about that.
Chris, how would you compare Tristan and JJ, and does drafting Tristan mean anything for JJ's future?
Is your hand okay? Did you break your hand?
Fix it.
Is that what happened?
Can you type for me?
Obviously they're both very young, talented players. Tristan's 20 years old. He's to come in here and work hard every day and grow and learn, and we have to give him that space to do that. JJ's established and done some good things for us. The nice thing about those bigs, and Coach can jump in, but JJ can play backup center, Tristan can play backup center. There's some versatility. Once again, for us, we're going to take the two best players on the board regardless of position, and we feel good about that, and we'll bring the guys in and go from there.
Chris, yeah, you took the two best players on your board. At what point, though, now do you assess the impact of adding those two players to this roster, the residual effects of maybe making other moves?
I mean, we're constantly doing that. So, we get into free agency and look at our needs, and do we sign a guy? Do we trade for a guy? Do we move things around? I mean, that's a constant, ongoing process that we'll begin as soon as we can.
Byron, you marveled at Chris Paul's basketball acumen, his ability to, pick up your playbook so fast in New Orleans. Does Kyrie have that similar kind of mental capacity?
I think he does, Fred. Just having a chance to sit down and talk to him, it was good to talk to a young man that has a very good understanding of what the game is all about and very good understanding of himself as well. So I think he'll be able to understand the playbook extremely well. Once we get that to him, because that's something that I'm trying to revamp a little bit as well. But I don't think he'll have a problem, dissecting everything that we're throwing at him. Because, like I said, I think his basketball IQ is pretty high.
Have you gotten any clarity on when the trade exception expires?
No, we do not.
That was expected to be an asset for you. Is that a possibility, you still being able to use that? I mean, there was a lot of conversation that might have been an asset for a night like tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely think it's an asset, obviously, but I think you can also hurt yourself if you're trying to use it. You don't want to take on a contract or a player that uses up your flexibility. So just because you have it doesn't mean you have to use it. And it's a great asset. We'll keep it. Obviously, we'll see what the rules are going to look like, and up until that point, we haven't. We'll try to use it.
Chris, I guess mock drafts and fans, it seemed like Tristan, his stock rose like in the last week. Was that actually the case, or with you guys, or did he improve his stock through workouts, or did you always have him ranked this high?
For us, he was always high. He was. We spent a lot of time at University of Texas, and for us, he's been high for the entire season.
Byron, in New Jersey, you had Jason Kidd, and then in New Orleans, you had Chris Paul. How important is it for you and your offense to have that caliber point guard, and how much did that go into the drafting of Kyrie?
Well, it's important, obviously, to have a very good point guard running the show for you. I've been very lucky, to be honest with you. Go to New Jersey, you get Jason Kidd, you get Chris Paul, and now we get Kyrie. So I'm hoping that this is an omen.
I think they're lucky. I think they're lucky.
But you know what it is? It's something that I think is very important. You got to have that guy who's the head of the snake kind of lead the team, and I think this young man is very capable and willing to do those things that needs to be done.